giving me the time to talk tonight. I promised Dom I would make it short and sweet. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, how about that? First of all, I'm Sue Cisco. I am one of the membership chairman, and I'm also, I work with senior helpers we're headquartered down in Akron, and we provide home care for folks who need a little extra help. It's non-medical, and it just provides help with activities of daily living. I spent 5 years as a nursing home marketing director and never learned about the aid and attendance benefit, and I don't know why. However, suddenly it was thrust upon me, and I thought, this is fantastic. Has anybody heard about do any of you know about the aid and attendance benefit? Wow. It's a lot of money available for veterans who need home care. And I'd like to thank all of the veterans for all of the hard work you've done, and it's close to my heart. Those pictures up there are our new grandbabies, Elizabeth and Rachel. And when I look at them, I am in awe of what they are going to be able to do with their lives. As young women, they are going to be able to go to school. They're going to be whatever they want to be. And they're going to be able to wear bikinis to the beach instead of burqas. And that's because of you guys. All the sacrifices you make to keep this country free. These little girls will be able to have a wonderful life and be able to be free and do whatever it is that they want to do. And I know that, how many parents and grandparents are here tonight? Just about everybody, right? We all have that opportunity to see our children and our grandchildren grow and be whatever they can be. And thank you, veterans, from the bottom of my heart. And I hope that you can take advantage. I hope you're never sick, you never need help, but I want you to know about this benefit. There is a clip that Brian Williams did a while back, and it pretty much sums up everything. Then I'm going to zoom through the PowerPoint so there's time for questions. So if you just want to listen to Brian Williams, he's going to give you a little bit of background. Okay, sorry about that. We'll do the PowerPoint then. No, listen to me instead.
Let me try it one more time. It was working a little bit earlier. Okay, great. Well, yeah, listen to me, I guess. The Veterans Aid and Attendance benefit can provide for you when you are ill with a non-service-related This pension addresses the needs of veterans and their surviving spouses, as long as you're not divorced. So don't divorce your veteran spouse if you want this benefit. I've had a lot of people turn down just for that reason. They're non-service related disability and require regular assistance with their activities of daily living. It provides benefits that allow veterans and their surviving spouses to remain in their homes and the funds to pay for their home care services. This also follows you. If you are at home and let's say you have a broken hip, you get the hip fixed, you come back home, the doctor says, okay, you need 24/7 care in your home, you're going to need more help, and you're also going to get some skilled care along with it. That's when you put your veterans pension in place. And you get your care going, and you can get help with cleaning your home, help with care of your home, meals, ambulation, toileting, all the things, all the activities of daily living. Can you go to the next one? Most people think that in order to get a VA benefit, they have to go to a VA doctor. That's not true. You can just apply for the benefits and then wait till they're approved and then put the medical expense in place. That's not true. You should have the medical expense in place first if you're going to get the benefit. People think that they have to be low income to be eligible. That's not the case either. And often veterans assume that they have assets, that they're not eligible. However, you can have a certain amount of assets. Here are the benefit amounts for 2013. A couple can get $2,054 a month. Veteran, $1,732. A surviving spouse, $1,113. A healthy veteran with a sick spouse, $1,360. And a veteran married to a veteran, $2,676. So that's a lot of money on a monthly basis in order to have care in your home. Okay, there are 4 eligibility requirements. First of all, you have to have been in the service during a wartime service period, and that can be as little as 1 day in the service during wartime. You may have been in for 20 years. Well, I guess you couldn't have been in for 20 years and only had 1 day during the war, but that's all it takes. The disability must be non-service connected, and there are asset requirements, and there is a medical to income expense ratio involved as well. Number 1, the wartime eligibility. The surviving spouse, or veteran or surviving spouse, who served at least 90 days in active duty, with at least 1 day during a wartime, is eligible. The veteran did not have to be stationed overseas, and you did not have to be in combat. Okay, there's the wartime eligibility, and there are sheets in the back, on the back table, that lists all of these time frames. World War I dates, Korean, Vietnam, Persian Gulf is going to be, you're going to be required to serve in active duty. However, all of the previous wars are only the 1 day. Okay, the disability has to be non-service connected. So, in other words, if you were ill in the service, if you lost your hearing because a bomb exploded near you, that would be one pension. However, if you came home and 60 years later you had a stroke and you were unable to move your right side and you needed in-home care, that would be non-service related. So they have to be separate, and you can actually, I believe you can get both at the same time. And you can have things like Alzheimer's and other dementia, things like that also would be non-service connected. Okay, what are ADLs? They're help with ambulation, housekeeping. Okay, can you hear me in the back? No. Now can you? Okay. All right. Assistance with ADLs, ambulation, housekeeping, grooming, laundry, dressing, toileting, medication reminders, meal preparation, grocery shopping, and not only just grocery
groceries, but if you need to go to the doctor's, if you need to go to get your hair cut or whatever, that's included as well, and bathing. So all these things can be available to you with this pension. Okay, number 3 eligibility requirement. The VA says the client can have up to $80,000 in assets. The key word is up to. And the older you get, the more that amount is supposed to be depleted. So if you're a 60-year-old veteran, if you're 60 years old and you have $79,000 in assets, not including your house and your car, you could still be eligible, depending on the amount of expenses that you have that are medical. The veteran or surviving spouse must meet the asset requirements and have under $80,000. The VA does not, as of this minute, have a look-back period like Medicaid does. Medicaid looks back, I believe, 5 years now to see how you've hidden your money. You can go to an elder attorney, which I would definitely recommend, and find out about how to manage your assets at this point. Okay, income to medical expense ratio. The veteran must have medical expenses in place at the start of the application process in order to qualify. In most cases, obviously the more you're spending on medical care, the lower your income becomes, and the more it looks to the VA that you need that financial help. If a veteran or surviving spouse cannot afford to have this care in place, then what? You're in catch-22. You can't get it started because you don't have the money in your pocket to pay for this expense in order to get it started. And it usually takes, we work with Veterans Care Coordination, and it usually takes us about 3 months to get approval. If you can do it yourself, you can go to the VA. That can take anywhere from 9 months to a year. So the longer you put it off, the less you're going to have. When you're caught in the catch-22, in some scenarios you can't afford to pay for it. At senior helpers, and again, this isn't a commercial for senior helpers because I know that other agencies do this as well. We will carry you for the 3 months or whatever it takes. You will be getting basically a loan, and we will take care of you without being paid until that check comes from the VA. And hopefully you will sign it over to us so that we will not have done this in vain. But you will get that reimbursement once you start, and it'll be reimbursed from the date of your application with the VA. Okay, basically that's what I just said. Okay, it cuts through the red tape. We screen the veterans and the surviving spouses for eligibility, obtain your original military paperwork, and hopefully you have the DD-214 and most of those things already. It is a lot of paper, and if you're not feeling well, I always recommend that you have a family member or power of attorney or somebody to take care of that paperwork because it's a lot. Collect supporting documentation. We can assist in completing the VA application, set up care services, provide updates throughout the process. I get weekly updates from Veterans Care Coordination, so I will let you know where you are in the process. Assist with any additional VA documentation requirements until the final VA approval, and assist with monitoring the medical expenses to ensure your eligibility. And that's senior helpers. So, does anyone have questions? And I know I zipped through it. Yes?
Can veterans who are in this program refuse certain medical care, including flu shots, without losing their benefits?
Oh yeah, this is not medical care. This is in-home care. This is somebody coming into your home, helping prepare meals for you, helping tidy up your house, helping you in and out of the shower, doing all the activities of daily living. If you had a stroke and your right arm isn't working anymore, it's difficult to get dressed. It helps to have somebody help you get dressed. If you have a hip replacement, you get to wear the lovely compression stockings. Those are impossible to put on without bending your knees. You need somebody to help you do that. So this has nothing to do with your shots or medical care at all. It's a totally different animal. Yes?
I just wanted to mention that they can also use that aid and attendance allowance to pay for assisted living facilities.
Absolutely. Once you have that aid and attendance benefit, thank you. Once you have it, it follows you. So if you have it for home care and you need to go into an assisted living, there's no other way you can continue staying in your home. We can still provide care in assisted living, and we do. We can provide care in a skilled nursing facility. Anybody else? Wow. Okay, that was easy. Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. There's a sheet in the back of the room that has the breakdown of the dates, the wartime dates, as well as just a simple synopsis of all of the stuff that we talked about tonight. So if you want to grab one of those, feel free to do so. Thank you.
We'll put contact information on the website. We would expect that this is all done very confidentially with respect to people's privacy. You don't have to share what you're doing with anybody in our organization, certainly. But we hope this is beneficial to members of the CPR or veterans. Maybe you have a family member or relative who can use this service. Please make them aware of it. Not because of us, but because we want to help these folks. Mr. Glorioso, do you have a question?
How do you go into assisted living when they have people taking care of people?
In assisted living, you're really not being taken care of. In assisted living, there are a few aides on the floor. There's a few aides on the floor for you. And there's maybe 30 people on the floor. You're not being taken care of. Assisted living is simply a time where you have somebody close by and you can push a button and get some help. But you're pretty much on your own. You're still going to cook your breakfast and lunch, and usually everybody goes down to dinner together. It's not like a skilled nursing facility. It's pretty much, yeah, and as Don said, the confidentiality piece, if you call me and say, yes, I want to get started on this, I need home care, and I'm a veteran and I qualify, I believe I qualify, you don't tell me your income, you don't tell me anything. I just pass along your name, address, phone number, and when you served, and that you believe that you qualify. And that's when Veterans Care Coordination contacts you. You don't tell me anything. So feel free to call whenever.
You want to try that again?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
You think who's going to talk?
We'll find out. Two batteries.
Care of aging parents. All this week we've been sharing your stories. Tonight, a report on a program that is run by the Feds, the Department of Veterans Affairs. This story came to us from a viewer email. Fred Harrell of Florida wrote, veterans, their spouses, and widows may be eligible for VA benefits to help with assisted living or nursing home costs. These programs have been a godsend to countless individuals. We asked NBC's Ann Thompson to do some checking on this little known about veterans benefit that it turns out few people who could benefit from are really aware of.
Sunshine, you make me happy.
At 83, Bernine Goldsmith can still harmonize.
How much I love.
To look at her, you wouldn't know she has Alzheimer's. But she can't live on her own. A year ago, her daughter Betty moved Bernine into this assisted living facility in Dallas and got an unexpected assist from the government.
When you find out that there's a veteran's benefit to help your mom,
Right.
that's going to seem, it's thrilling. It's just a real blessing.
Bernine's husband Hubbard served in World War II, a Navy medic in the invasion of Sicily. Because of that service, today Berdine gets about $900 a month, a quarter for care. The other $3,000 comes out of Betty's and husband Ted's savings each month.
The financial burden is stressful enough, but then you have the emotional stress on top of that. What's the next sign after that?
It's called the Aid in Attendance Benefit for at-home assisted living or nursing home care. Facility Director Michael Halliburton says it never fails to surprise families.
Well, it's shock and awe. Your eyes light up, the jaws drop. I've had people cry.
But the program is little known. Today, just 143,000 veterans and surviving spouses receive the benefit. The government says perhaps hundreds of thousands more could be eligible.
We know that about 36% of veterans either didn't know about the program or thought they weren't entitled.
Eligibility is based on need, but you don't have to be impoverished. The formula includes your income minus medical expenses and your net worth, excluding your house and car. The benefit is available to veterans who served during wartime and their spouses if they can't live on their own. A benefit that is now one more part of Betty's father's legacy.
I think he'd be very proud of the fact that his service was being honored.
Hubbard Goldsmith helped his country then. His country helps his life now. Ann Thompson, NBC News, Dallas.
We'd like to hear more stories like this. We'd like to hear about your experiences of taking care of your aging parents. To send us yours, go to our website. That's nightly.msnbc.com. Click on Share Your Stories.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sue. We